How can we verify that Allah exists and that He is the creator of this world? Can we rationally prove the existence of this creator? Can we see Him? Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode of our program. This is my creed. In the previous episodes, we mentioned that the first pillar of Islam is the faith in God as a sole God. Glory be to Him. This pillar is the root of our creed. It is the orbit of Islam and the core of the Holy Quran. The truth that Islam emphasizes is that the belief in the existence of the sole God is inherently made by God since He created mankind. God says in Holy Quran, "So direct your face or self toward the religion, inclining to truth, adhere to the fitrah of Allah, upon which He has created all people. No change should there be in the creation of Allah. That is the correct religion, but most of people do not know." Religion and belief in God is an inherent need in mankind that they cannot help but feel and search for. God has placed a compass in our hearts that never mistakes, called instinct and intuition. Here the role of the mind emerges when it begins its journey in search of this great God whose presence can be felt through instinct. God is the mastermind of this universe and what is in it of humans, animals, and inanimate objects. The problem then is not in reaching this fact that God Almighty exists, because whoever has a pure nature and a mature mind can reach this great reality, that is the existence of God Almighty. As for the one whose nature is distorted and his mind is covered by the veils of desires and inclination, he will never reach this reality, and he will continue to deny the existence of God Almighty and claim that the universe created itself by itself. The problem is that this innate belief in the existence of God Almighty and the mental evidence that indicates His existence are often not sufficient to answer the question facing man in the journey of searching for the great God, who he feels His presence through instinct and knows His existence through mental research, but cannot see Him in reality. That is why we see in history many nations who believed in the existence of God Almighty, but they went astray in reaching Him. So they worshipped other gods. Hence, God Almighty sent His messengers with the true religion to tell people about these unseen matters that their minds cannot know the details of. What is the rational evidence that God Almighty exists? We will talk here about the evidence of God's existence that God Almighty mentioned in the Holy Quran and took from them as a clear and conclusive argument when addressing the blasphemers and idol worshippers. When we contemplate at the Holy Quran, we find that He argued both the blasphemers and idol worshippers and established an argument against them for God's existence in two proofs. The first evidence is the evidence of creation. That is, contemplating into this great universe and examining how it came to be existing. The second evidence is the guide to perfection, care and management, that is looking at the precise laws and precise order on which the universe operates. And this indicates the existence of God, who arranges it, takes care of it, and organizes it. Looking at this universe shows us the existence of God Almighty, because the creation must have a creator, since nothingness cannot exist without a creator who creates it. When we contemplate the assets around us. We see their creation being renewed in front of our eyes. Every day we witness a new birth of humans, animals, and plants. And we see the renewal of the birth of clouds and the falling of rain and many other things in this strange universe. So, who created all of this out of nothing? Looking at the miracle of man's creation after he was a non-existent thing is the biggest sensory evidence that we see renewed every day and tells us that this creature has a creator. Have you ever contemplated how embryos are created in the wombs of their mothers? From a trivial sperm to a leech, then an embryo, and so on. His bones, muscles, arteries, and every part of this body are made with infinite precision, and you see him nourished in his mother's womb through the placenta. He swims in the amniotic fluid in the mother's womb without suffocating, while if he is born and put in water, he suffocates. Someone might say, if there were no marriage between the father and the mother, then there would be no kids. This saying is true, but intends vain, because God Almighty created the first father, who is Adam, and the first mother, who is Eve. And then procreation took place through the marriage between males and females. Similar example is the embryos in the womb of animals and their eggs, also flowers in trees and their transformation into fruits. Can you, after contemplation, but to say, glory be to the great Creator? Looking at the universe answers the questions that revolve in our minds since we were young. Who created man, animals, plants, and inanimate objects? Who created the heavens and the earth, the seas, the mountains? Who created it out of nothing and created all of this without a previous example? Some ask, God Almighty created everything. So, who created God? Here we say the question about who created God is an irrational and illogical question. Because when the Creator has a creator, the Creator turns into a creature. And then we ask again, who is the Creator? So rationally, the Creator is a creator. And he does not need someone to create him. And if so, then he is a creature. The messenger, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, says, Satan comes to one of you and says, who created so and so? Till he says, who has created your Lord? So when he inspires such a question, one should seek refuge with Allah and give up such thoughts. Today, science has proven the impossibility of the universe immorality, for the universe and all its elements, including earth and sun and moon, have a limited lifespan, no matter how long or short it was. Before it was zero, and afterward will be zero. The astronomer Edward Luther Castle says, scientific research has unintentionally proven that this universe has a beginning, and consequently proved the existence of God, because everything has a beginning cannot begin by itself. Can we see God? Seeing God with our own eyes is impossible, as the eyesight does not perceive him and he perceives sights. Yet we see him with our minds, a vision that is different from what we are used to. We see him through our vision of his effects and his creatures, like we see electricity through the light that emanates from the lamp. If we look at the cord, we do not see the power that flows in it, but we know that it is there when we see the results. We don't see the pain we feel in our bodies, yet we believe in its existence through its effects on us. A Bedouin was asked, How do you know that God exists? So he said, a dung of a camel indicates to the camel, and the impact indicates to the wall. Heaven with towers and land with passages, do not they lead to the existence of the sole God, the Almighty, the one God that dominates? God Almighty used the evidence of looking into the universe against the argument of those who deny his existence and said in the Holy Quran, were they created by nothing, or were they themselves the creators? Or did they create the heavens and the earth? In fact, they have no firm belief in Allah. And said, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of night and day, there are indeed signs for men of understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our episode for today. See you in the next episode, Allah willing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.